Check it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's time for Be Encouraged. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, everybody. It's redundant. Sorry about that. It is time for Be Encouraged. I am your host, Lee Bailey, and we have a good show today. We always have a good show. Thanks to Tura Arsala, our scheduler. He always does a good job putting together some good, different community activists on the show, as well as we have doctors, police officers. We have all kinds of people come on the show to tell us a little bit about what they've been doing, especially during this pandemic time. This is why we started the show, to keep everybody encouraged as we're moving through what is unprecedented in the United States. 1980, the flu thing, I know how that happened, but this is really something that none of us have really been aware of or know how to deal with. So we're kind of doing it by the seat of our pants, as they might say. So one of the people we got, though, that's doing it by the seat of her pants, I don't know if that's a great way to introduce somebody, is Angela Bryant. There she is. Hi, Angela Bryant.
Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking. And so, Angela, what have you been doing in our community to keep? I know you head up an outfit that makes soap and bars of soap, right? I've seen that. My cousin makes soap also, her own little concoctions of soap. I'm sure you probably started out that way, and then you're like, hey, can I have some of that soap? Hey, can I have some of that soap? And pretty soon, right? And then how it happens?
It actually happened to me personally because I run a marketing company. And I was in the shower one morning and I realized that it was literally the only 10 minutes of my day when I was not on the phone, yelling at the dog, replying to an email, sending a text message, and just recognize how chaotic our lives have gotten. And so I decided to really kind of pamper myself during that time and emphasize my me time, if you will. So I started buying a bunch of frou-frou bath products, didn't like anything, figured I could do it better myself, and here we are.
With Angel Bars. That's awesome. So how many different kinds of soap do you guys have, and what kind of products do you have available? We'll talk about this first.
I'm looking over at my drying racks. I've got about, at any time, I have between 15 or 20 different flavors, scents of bars. And I have since expanded into bath bombs, was my first sidebar.
Okay, my daughter loves those.
Yes. And then I realized that nobody's got time for baths anymore.
Right.
So I developed a little shower steamer that goes into your shower and effervesces. And after a very interesting conversation with one mom who had bought bath bombs a couple weeks prior, and I had asked her how they went, and she said she hadn't used them yet. She was waiting for a special occasion. I started playing with the bath bomb and actually recently just launched Bath Spice, which is use a little or use a lot. You just shake it into your bath, and that way you don't have to wait for something special to use a whole one and done bath bomb. You can just use what you want.
I mean, it would be nice if you could get in the bath and wait 30 minutes or so, you know, and have a nice 30-minute bath. How many people get to do that, you know?
Right. And I think that's that disconnect, you know. We would like to think that we're going to make that time for ourselves, but in reality, it tends to not happen.
Right.
And for angel bars, especially with how I've been getting into the community and the wonderful people I've been talking to, what I've noticed is that a lot of times we actually don't even know when too much has become too much. It's much more likely that the kids, the spouse, the dog, the job, the groceries, keeping the house running, it's much more likely that we're just going, okay, give it here, I'll take it, I'll add that to the list. And all this stuff piles on. And so it becomes even more important just to kind of mentally check in with yourself and kind of make sure, what do I need right now? And where am I? Because I think a lot of times we just don't do that until it's way too late. And then we're not sleeping, or we're having anxiety attacks, or there's a bigger issue that has now presented.
Right. Okay. So you have bars, right? You make soap bars. What do those run?
$8 a piece. I often run specials where you can get, so right now I have a summer fruits basket special, which is a love your melons watermelon bar, which is actually my breast cancer soap.
Good.
I went live and had some of my clients, my customers, help me name it. And so that one actually gives back to an organization helping breast cancer survivors and women fighting that. Sweet Berry Line, which came off of the song that we often hear in the bars, and Key Lime and the Coconut. So those three are on a special right now as a fruit basket.
I like that first one best. That's a great one, and especially for the cause, it's ideal. What about this new shower spice or bath spice? What did you say? You had something with a steamer. That I'm interested in, because I never take a bath. But hey, even guys can smell good, right?
That's right.
That's what I say.
And I think it's so cute. The guys that do buy from me, it's almost like a secret society, and I kind of I kind of feel a little bit, right. I almost feel a little bit like a super secret soap pusher, and I shouldn't be. Like, there shouldn't be that stigma, gentlemen. We want you to smell good, especially if we're all stuck in the house with you. But Posy Stones are literally bath bombs for your shower. It's a similar recipe. It's a little harder. And you stick it in the back of your shower where it's going to get sprinkled with water. Each Posy Stone will last 2 to 4 showers, depending on how wet you get it. And when it starts effervescing, it fills your shower with all that good aromatherapy.
Cool.
So especially if you have allergies, I've got a eucalyptus one. I've got a lemon one that wakes my butt up in the morning when I need it. And the other thing too, if you have super sensitive skin and you can't use products on your skin, you can use these because they don't touch, you're not applying them directly to your skin.
Sure. No, I mean, obviously there might still be a chance that someone would be allergic to it, but highly unlikely. Let me ask you, as far as all these, how many different products do you have? And I mean categories, not. I know you have a bunch of different soaps and you have a bunch of different, but I mean, how many different products do you have?
I believe it's 4 bath bombs, Posy Stones, the bars, and the bath spice.
Okay, great. Are you looking to expand that into anything?
I am actually. I'm currently testing shampoo bars, which I've had a ton of requests for. Still working on that formulation, but that may well be my next kind of offering.
Okay, that sounds awesome. So tell me now, though, you've had some community interactions, and during this pandemic, you've been reaching out to the community and a little bit of an outreach for your company. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. I've done a couple different things, and it's been really interesting because I'm still super small. I'm in my basement right now. This is where I make the soap. This is where I fulfill all my orders. And previously, when I started the company last year, I was mainly doing in-person events to meet, customers and to actually let people know that I was a
Sure.
new offering. So it's been very interesting and challenging at times, not only from the perspective of a relatively new small business, but also seeing what others are going through as well.
Mm.
And from a business strategy, let's be honest, you do have to be smart about how much you extend yourself, even though, I want to help as many people as possible.
Sure.
From a business perspective, I have to be careful because my resources are somewhat limited.
Mm-hmm.
What I have found is really helpful. There are a ton of local organizations here, such as Making Everything Good, which is run by a dear friend of mine, and she runs her organization as a resource for folks who are suffering and battling mental struggles, mental challenges. A lot of LEOs, a lot of veterans working through PTSD. She's an organization that I will do as much as I can to help support her, whether that is, hey, Angela, I need a gift basket for a raffle, or whether it's having a certain bar that donations, profits of that bar are going to go to her. And that is pretty much where I find that I can be helpful, even though it is at a smaller scale.
Sure. Where else have you reached out and been able to help out? Have you been able to help out with, I can imagine there's probably a million different ways that a soap company could reach out to the community. Do you ever do anything work with the homeless? Providing them maybe some ideas and some products that they can use since they don't have the money to necessarily keep themselves smelling pretty and feeling good?
I've certainly got a bunch of ideas, very similar, and I've thought of that too. A lot of it does come down to the resources.
Sure.
One of the things that I actually have been able to do on a larger scale this year specifically, when the CDC came out and recommended mechanical hand washing as being very helpful in preventing the spread of COVID-19, that kind of clicked off something that I realized, okay, well, I've got a bunch of soap in the basement. So one of the things that I was able to do is in the local community, as well as, folks who come through my website, whether they're customers or whether they're just stopping by to say, hey, I'm interested, keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
I did a massive mailing about a month and a half ago where I was sending out little mini bars of soap with kind of a little, just a little thing that said, hey, hand sanitizer is great when needed.
Soap and water is the best.
Soap and water is actually recommended by the CDC.
Yeah.
Here's a little mini bar, and I had it in a little to-go like Ziploc baggie, with the idea being, as folks started going back to their workplaces, back to their offices, here was a little bar of soap to go, in a sense. Right. And that was actually overwhelming in terms of the amount of positive response that I got. And I'm still actually doing that today, sending out as many of those as I can.
Mm-hmm. That's great. It occurs to me when I was seeing in friends' bathroom. It's the little shell that has all the little soap balls in it. You've seen those before. And I've
Yes.
always thought to myself, well, but who wants to use that bowl after I've used it? It's like you put it back and it's nasty looking in there. I've always wondered, could you make soap that's like one hand washing amount? Like a little, like almost like a Pez. And you put the Pez in your hand and you know what I mean? And it's gone. You wash your hands really good and then it's gone. And you could sell them by packages. Be interesting.
So those actually are called soap petals.
Okay.
And they're so when you make soap, you end up with a log in a sense of soap. And I cut those about an inch wide, and that's a bar of soap. You can cut them super, super slim, and you end up with a tiny bar of soap that's maybe, an inch wide by 2 inches long, but then it's only about maybe an eighth of an inch wide, enough to where if you really got in there, it would dissolve. And so they call them soap petals.
And that would be a great way to teach people how long you should wash your hands. Use this pedal, and when it's done, then you've washed your hands enough. I'm just helping out here. You can have those ideas for yourself.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, well, that sounds like a lot of fun, Angela. It sounds like something you've enjoyed doing. How long have you been doing this?
So I have officially been open for business for a little over a year. And then there was a good amount of time prior of a lot of really bad experimentation and making messes.
That's the way it works, right? I mean, you got to have your failures to make your successes. Now, when are you going to be? Here's the big question: when are you going to be on the Shark Tank?
Oh, I don't know. So I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank, and again, I most of my time during the day, I run a marketing company. And so I'm not sure if I would do very well on Shark Tank because the percentages that they're asking for off the get-go are way too high.
Well, you know what, though? If you think about it, almost all those people, even though those sharks make a lot of money, if they're making a lot of money, guess what? You're making a lot of money. So that's the way I've always looked at it with business. People say, well, somebody's already doing that. Yeah, well, they're only getting 2% of the population. I can do the same thing they're doing and get another 2%, and I'm still going to make a ton of money. And even though in my business and the business that I want to create, it's not about making money. You got to make money. So, mine's about serving and being an encouraging force in the community. And that's my whole idea. And I'm sure it sounds very parallel to yours, but you still do have to make money. And so you have to figure out ways to do that so that you can serve your community. So I'm sure you do the same thing.
I think it's the old, you've got to put the mask when the mask drops in front of your face, you've got to put it on yourself before you can put it on
someone else. That's right.
It's a rough it's a rough adage to think about, but it's actually very true. And I think I would be very excited to be successful enough to be able to continue to help others and kind of just spread that around.
Well, we have to put our heads together because I might have to have you come and help out more, Troy, with marketing at some point. But we also want to keep you going with your soap business, so that'd be great. I love, again, that's what I thought of Shark Tank, and I thought the first name of your, the take care of your melons, they would just crack up and love that. They would love that soap. Anyway, I don't know. I've never seen a soap company on Shark Tank before, so I think that'd be very interesting. But they are going to say, anybody can do that. Whatever. Like the guy, the Mr. Wonderful always puts a big old, anyway.
Well, and there is a point there,
That's right.
Everything can make soap. The question is, do you want to?
That's right. I do like, though, I think your biggest thing right now would be the shower thing.
Those have been
that I've never seen.
Those have been incredibly, incredibly popular. Again, for exactly that reason. we'd like to think we would have time to do that. And it just,
Mm.
we get into the shower by the skin of our teeth on the
That's
way
right.
to all the other things that we've got to get done before, 7 o'clock in the morning. And so it's kind of, I really think that the response to those has been very, very strong.
That's cool. I might have to call you up. Is there a website people can go to and see your products?
There sure is.
It better be if you're a marketing person.
There, you're darn right. It's angelbars.com.
Angelbars.com. Easy peasy.
Yep.
Easy peasy. And you can order online also?
Of course you can. Yep.
Okay. Angelbars.com. I might have to go on there and order right away. Do you deliver?
I do. I have both local pickup, and what I have been doing is if you are in the local area, select that local pickup option. As soon as I get everything packaged up, which usually takes less than a day, I'll reach out and we'll figure out who's going where, when, and what makes the most sense. And I tend to be out running around, making deliveries, usually every other day. And if I'm doing that, I'll add you to the list.
Okay, sounds great. Angela, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for what you're doing in the community and reaching out to people that otherwise wouldn't get the help that they need. And I appreciate everything that you're doing. And it sounds like you have a great little entrepreneurial venture going on there. And we will talk about marketing, no doubt. I'm looking to do that. I got to get into an office and really start this going because we've been doing really well with it. And we needed to start blowing up and being a Northern Virginia hub kind of a thing. So
fantastic.
We'll draw in Angel Bars along with more Joy Media, and we'll rock it out. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds great.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Angela. Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was a joy. She's a joy. It was great having her on the show. Angela Bryant, ladies and gentlemen. She's the owner and founder and CEO and all that kind of stuff, whatever you want to put on there for Angel Bars. And you need to go to angelbars.com, check it out. And I'm sure whenever you support them, they're going to reach out and support the community. So by all means, take your time out of your schedule, get on the computer. I'm tempted right now to get on my computer over here and look it up and maybe order some stuff, but I'll have to do that after the show's over. So now we're waiting on another guest to be coming on and joining us, but I don't see that person coming on right away. So let's talk a little bit about, let's do the little book of wisdom for the 4:30 show. I reach up here on my magical shelf that you can't see. Oh, you should see what's on this shelf. I've got Tolstoy. I've got everything on this shelf, all the books, but this is my favorite, the little book of wisdom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I have Moby Dick over here, the first edition. Okay, so let's do this. If a June night could talk, it would probably boast that it invented romance. I don't know. All right, here we go. You are all you will ever have for certain. June Havoc. That's a good one. I like that. You are all you will ever have for certain. Nice. And the point of therapy is to get unhooked, not to thrash about on how you got hooked. The point of therapy is to get unhooked, not to thrash around about how you got hooked. Marianne Walters. That's a good one, folks. And those of you who have ever worked and been a problem or had a problem with addiction or worked with people who have a problem with addiction, that is a great quote. The point of therapy is to get unhooked, not to cry and complain about how you got hooked. Interesting. I mean, it's good to share what you know, where you were because it helps others. But yeah, there are 40 kinds of lunacy, but only one kind of common sense. That's an African proverb, ladies and gentlemen. So we were supposed to have a guest. And let me see, who was supposed to be our guest today? I think it was Yvette. It was Yvette and Yvette Money. And I'm hoping she'll join us here momentarily. Yvette Money is going to be our guest. And I'm going to send her another login so that she has it. And she can join us. That would be outstanding. I would love it if she would join us. Clark Crawford, how are you, my good friend? You are awesome. Billy Riley. You've already come on. You came on this morning with me, and I appreciated that. Christy Poole, thanks for joining in and hitting us up. Meg Southard, of course. And let's see who else is on here. Billy Riley, Meg Southard, Christy Poole, Chris Clark Crawford, not Chris Clark Crawford. And let me see here. Christy Poole. She says, wow. So thanks for the input there, Christy. Billy Riley wanted to know about pricing. We answered that question. Anyway, I don't know where that is, and maybe she's having some technical difficulties. So self out of there. Okay, there I am back. And let's send Billy Riley the link and see if he wants to jump on here with me, because he's the man, of course. There you go, Bill. Why don't you jump in here with me, Billy? We can always jazz it up a little bit and give some information out to the world about what's happening. He spent his day in Fairfax City bouncing around to the different bars. Hopefully he didn't drink too much. But he definitely probably got himself a good lunch, and that's exactly what I need to be doing. I need to be hanging out with this guy so I can get a good lunch around. But I had a good lunch here today, that's for sure. Billy, hit the link, buddy. Let's go. Hit me up. Come on. Jump in here with me and tell me who you're with right now. And then we'll just go ahead and there he is. Golly, see, he's the man. He is the man. He's not even out and about. He's in his own house.
Yep.
I thought you were around in Fairfax City today.
Man,
buddy.
I'm telling you what, I got so many places to be tonight, Lee, but I wanted to tell you, man, the candle lady, fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah.
Wow. Those things are so awesome. I love those things.
You know what? And the thing is, too, it's the same thing. My son will tell you. When he was younger, he won't tell you now. Now he's Mr. 12, 13-year-old, acting all tough and everything.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. But it used to be when he was younger. Somehow I said to him, I was wearing a pink shirt. And I think my daughter or my wife, somebody said, why are you wearing a pink shirt? And I looked at Ben. I said, you remember this, Ben. You know why I'm wearing a pink shirt? Because the ladies love it. Okay? And that's the same idea I have for shirts. Hey, I'm telling you. And that's the same way I feel about showering, wearing all that smelly stuff. Because first of all, it smells good to me. And second of all, the ladies go, oh, you smell nice. You know what I'm saying, brother? There ain't no wrong with that.
Guys like you and me need every edge we can get.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we can't just lean back on our good looks, can we?
No, we sure can't. But tell you what, she was very pleasant. I enjoyed her pitch. I wish she had talked more about where we can get those. I don't know how far.
It's you just go to her website. It's angelbars.com. Yeah, angelbars.com.
Okay,
easy peasy.
I was just wondering if there was, any brick and mortar places around.
No. I don't think yet. But she has a marketing company too. So I don't know.
Do that if she wants to do that.
Yeah, sure. And, well, you ought to get in touch with her.
Sure. Anyway, I thought it was a great guest, and I'm so excited for Monday night. We're really going to kick this thing into high gear.
I'm ready.
I mean, what's happening in Florida and Texas and Arizona, everybody's panicked. That's going to happen here.
No, not if you're careful.
There's a good chance of it with all these protests and everything going on. I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, it's the funny thing is we haven't had a lot of protests in this area. And when we have had them, there've been plenty of them, but when they've had them, they've been peaceful. They've actually, I was talking to the sergeant, I talked to Sergeant Seymour yesterday, and he said that the protests that we've had in Fairfax County that the county police have responded to have been peaceful, and they've also
Manassas is the only one that got a little destructive.
Crazy. Yeah. Well,
Fairfax, downtown, other Manassas, Fairfax City, those places have been very peaceful.
And I have to say, Billy, like I was telling Sergeant Seymour, and it has a lot to do with who's controlling the crowds. I mean, in other words, the police department. Right. And so I don't want to be down on any church.
And I don't want to get into that anyway.
But,
we're not, that's not what we're about on here.
Yeah.
It's not a More Joy factor, and it's certainly not a Nova Nation factor. We're going to talk about the hardworking people in the small business, the things they've got going. You know, how's COVID affecting them, how they're pivoting, what they're going to be doing, and, you know, and what we can do to bring in people, you know, that can help them, and, you know, and ancillary businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And link them all together.
Absolutely, man. This is what it's all about. Nova Nation, join us. You know, be a part of Nova Nation. Let's all work together. Let's all support each other. God knows More Joy needs some support. So we need to get the support going so we can support each other even more than we already have been able
to.
To.
Talking to a true American hero on Monday night. Sal Spiesel will be on board from Chow Astoria.
Outstanding.
Guy has fed over 35,000 people. He's a fighter pilot, 20-year jet pilot. Opened up a family store. He's got his daughter and the new son-in-law who's coming, and the family friend who's the chef, and the mom.
And what's the name of the place?
It's called Chow Astoria.
Chow Astoria, because there's an Astoria pizza parlor down in Woodbridge, right as you go down to Route 1.
Different, no association.
But I love their pizza, boy. I tell you what, that's a neat hole in the wall place.
Until we go out to this guy's place. It's a good link for us. We're going to have a lot of fun. And
we can do a show from there sometime.
He's so passionate. He's a great guy. I mean, it's a good time for us. You and I have been pivoting from some things and moving into some other things. And, you know, we're going to have some real powerful people on here. They're going to be engaging with us on things. We're going to have some really powerful owners and what they're doing to get passing. We're going to have some fun guests. They're going to talk about, you know, the chugging website. It's been hysterical with all the bartenders and people on there. So I can't wait to get Doug on here. And then, you know, the outdoor patios, what's happening with that. Andrea's done a good job of that. And, you know, every week we're going to bring on some fun people. We're going to be engaging in a positive manner. I don't want the politics. You know, I don't want any junk. And
we're on the same page, brother.
Nation to be, you know, a powerful entity for time to come. You know, we're going to be a voice for people out there. So I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it too. I was just noticing, dude, your hat got a lot of cat hair on there. You got a lot of cat hair on your hat. You love your cats, though, boy. I tell you. Yeah.
I do. I have 2 cats. They live on my hats.
They live on your hats.
They live everywhere.
I tell you what, there's one picture on your Facebook that has the 2 cats that look like the yin and the yang when they're curdled up and cuddled up to each other. There's one of them. Hey, Boo.
Yep.
Hey, Boo.
That's the Z-Man.
What's up, Z?
That is the world famous Z-Man.
Hey, Z-Man.
Yep. He's the dude. He is the dude.
What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up?
All right, man. Hey, listen, you killed it again today. I like the message.
Thanks.
You got the right people doing their thing, and it's exciting.
It is exciting, and we're glad to have the people on that we've had on. Now we need to start reaching back out to those groups and those people and start bringing them on. I'll tell you what, 2 of my favorite. Number 1, you know, we can really make Ali Karim, the guy who's on the doctor who's on.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He can be our medical professional for Nova Nation
I like
and for being
I've got another guy that wants to come on.
That's fine.
We're gonna let him come on, and you know, we're gonna you know, we're just gonna pass the information out that the people need. You know, who's doing what, what's hot, what's going on, how it's working for them, what they're doing. Talk to some key people in the industry and follow up on a lot of the good things that are going on.
Absolutely. You know, I think that's one of the things, if anybody's out there interested in working for us, at least temporarily on a volunteer basis, in putting together a calendar of things that are happening in Nova, especially events regarding restaurants and bars and things, we would love it if you would make that list for us so that we can post it on the website. We can also have it on this program at the beginning and at the end of the program, letting everybody know where stuff's going on and what's happening.
Yep. Well, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I don't see you, but that's okay.
Okay. I don't know why I'm not on there either, but it's okay. I'm going to run. I got to get out in the streets, and I'm doing my stuff, and I will talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds great, Billy. Take care, man. Billy Riley, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay,
the mouth
hey,
of Fairfax.
Good luck tonight.
All
Tell
right, man.
BK Blaster I've missed him, but
I
came
will.
on once. I wiped everybody out, and I got the nod. I got the nod that I need to not come back.
No. That's not
I'm
it
just
at
teasing.
All right,
I'm
buddy.
teasing. All right,
We'll see you. All right, take care. Well, there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Riley, one of my buddy, my partner when it comes to lots of different things. And more things start happening, the more we partner up. There's no doubt about that. So one of my other partners is Clark Crawford. He's out there in Texas. Yep. And we'll be getting him back on and get him going in his own program with More Joy Media here pretty soon. All things considered today, we've had a great show, and I really appreciate everybody who's had a chance. Yvette, we'll have to have you on another time. I don't know what happened with that, but we will make sure that you get an opportunity to come on the program. Tell us about what's happening in the community as far as you're concerned. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope that you have a great weekend. And it is Friday, so I'll see you on Monday morning at 10:30 with Be Encouraged. Tonight, however, a wonderful show. LMB, the LMB show will be tonight at, I believe, 9, perhaps 8. May come on a little earlier than 9 with just the LMB show, and then we'll have our trivia extravaganza on, or the game night, rather, LMB show game night, which is different than trivia extravaganza, kind of. And that'll be on tonight. So no drinking games tonight, maybe another day. Who knows? And you can see us all get a little crazy like they did on the WKRP in Cincinnati. That's an old draw pullback. Not many people old enough to realize that one. So let's get out of here. Let's move and let's go enjoy our weekend. Peace.
That it feels right.